you know, having a warning that that was going to be the face I was going to see didn't actually help. Oh gosh. At least
Be gone! Be gone! Uh-oh, you froze.
yeah, so I don't know what's going on with my internet. I keep meaning to restart my router thing. Who knows? I don't know. It's so weird whenever you pay for like a full gig symmetric of internet and you keep cutting in and out on StreamYard.
It's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's just
And
weird.
it's not even Xfinity. I mean, if I were to make up an internet provider,
Dude, lost you again.
I'm gonna launch Nord and see if
Do it.
NordVPN will help me out. You're gonna lose me again here in a second. Perfect. Perfect.
All right. All right. Let's do the thing. Hey, look. For those of you who want to know what we're all about, we're the Black Tower Podcast. And what comes with Black Tower Podcast? It comes with Sidine channeling, Shadow Spawn handling, playing on my mandolin, taint in my fandolin. I made that last word up. But the taint comes for us. We are very tainted individuals, and it comes and it percolates into our technologies. It percolates across all things. And if
You and I both know you're only using the word percolate because you just made coffee.
I do love to use the word percolate. It's
Isn't
fun
it like
word,
an old
though.
dance, like the percolator?
It's time for the percolator. I don't know, but I know the one where the girl says that and then ends up falling through the table. But this is what it is, the Black Tower Podcast. We are a Wheel of Time podcast. We like to talk about the Wheel of Time because it's
join us?
We like it. It's great. It's so good. We like it so much that we talk about it every week.
It's just
and we're hosting a reread currently. So right now, for the month of May, we are reading The Eye of the World. If you're seeing this live on YouTube, we're at the end of the month of May, which means you should be at the end of The Eye of the World. Month of May 2024 is going to be The Eye of the World. June is going to be The Great Hunt. We're going to do one book a month. I figured that was a doable pace. But yeah, so jump into our Discord and chat with us in our library, in our bookshelf, as we go through each of the books. And, you know, it's really fun to have, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people rereading the books with you, because then they get to chat about, oh my gosh, I never noticed this before. Holy crap. Is that something? And jump in. It's a lot of fun. So please join us for that. It's audiobook, it's ebook, it's physical book. It doesn't matter. Like, jump in and just let's have some fun with it. That's what we want. That's all we want.
Get caught up. Guys. I'm hoping.
Yeah, you are.
I'm hoping to finish Nightshade Unicorn this week, in the next 2 days, hopefully.
Yeah.
Depends on how much is going on at work, because I'm really only reading at work. I could bring stuff home and read at home, but that means that I don't get my mind-numbing serotonin boost from just staring at a screen with moving pictures. But anyway, do we even introduce ourselves? Did you introduce yourself?
Well, I was getting there, and then I got all excited about the reread. I'm Josh. I'm the Sword von Mahale. I will call down some lightning on your face. Why do I feel like we're like professional wrestlers sometimes when we introduce ourselves? I'm the Sword von Mahale, brother. I'll take you down to Lightning Town, and I'll light you up like a Christmas tree on the top of Las Vegas. That was a good one, right?
It was. Unlike this question.
We're gonna read it in release order, so it'll be after book 5.
I'm going to be absent that month, I guess. But I am Andrew. I'm your Bajan Mahale. I lead the battles. I apparently have better internet connection using a VPN than I do without. I don't know how that makes sense. More stable, I guess.
And now it's time to introduce our sponsor, NordVPN.
Yeah. Go ahead, Nord. You might as well. I mean,
right?
I have to leave it on now. It's wild. And I am one of the few people that are woke enough to realize that New Spring is a conspiracy. It doesn't actually exist. You know, when they fired up the Large Hadron Collider during the eclipse, they shifted us into a dimension that has a weird book called Nude Spring. It's not real. It's wake up, sheeple, wake up.
Are you saying you're from a different timeline in which New Spring does not exist?
Yeah, I'm from the timeline where the Flash is actually a real superhero. The one from the TV show, not the movie guy.
Oh, so. Yeah, the movie guy sucks.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of definitely real and not real. I forgot who we were plugging this episode.
The Great Blight.
That one, yeah. Go over and check out
The Great Blight. Try the smoothies.
Yeah. Go check out thegreatblight.com. They have a fantastic spoiler-friendly wiki that breaks things down by book. So if you're only on book 4, or if you're only looking in the wiki as you're doing the reread with us, you can stop after whatever book we're on for that month and not, I would say spoil yourself, but not do whatever you think that may or may not be doing for you. And outside of that, you can also find a bunch of Wheel of Time style or oriented content creators, from musicians, YouTubers, podcasters, quizzes, all kinds of stuff over there. Go and check them out. If they're missing anybody, there's a feedback form that you can give straight to Naveless, who founded and runs the site. And they may add, they may not. I don't know. That's their decision, their wheelhouse. Not my dog show, not my dogs.
That's right.
Which has become my favorite saying this week, apparently. But with all that said and done, on to other exciting things. We, as has in a very fun manner been so common this season for us, we're not alone.
It's true.
There is another. And we're going to go ahead and bring in our fantastic, our super dope, our lovely Koala Sedai guest to say hi.
Koala Sedai from down under.
From the Madlands.
From the Madlands.
Yeah.
That's actually what my shirt says today too. Light help us. It's the Madlands.
I love it. I love it. Now, can you confirm or deny that the island of Madmen is modeled after Australia?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You heard it here, guys. It's confirmed.
So are you saying that the Madlands might actually have bigger and more dangerous creatures than the Blight?
Oh, I can guarantee we do. And in true Madlander style, I go out there in the bush with those creatures and I just sing and dance around with them and have a great time.
Why? Well, I can see that. I could absolutely see that. That's not even hard to imagine.
Imagine being like a male Chandler. You don't even lose yourself to the madness. You just get like hit with a drop bear and you're done.
and look, it's the hidden Aja, which is, the environmental Aja, which is typically classified by the color purple. And I know that many people want to claim the purple, but I know for a fact that in truth, the purple Aja are the environmentalists who can just go out there and heal nature. And it doesn't matter how fierce those critters are. They just bow to you and lay down and go, yeah, you're cool.
I love it. And I love that you called it the secret Aja, because all the people clambering over I have the purple Aja. No, I have the purple. That's like your misdirection conspiracy right there. You're like, yes,
You got
we
it.
are secret. Yes, you
You
may
could
argue
always call them the
over it.
royal Aja. Traditionally, purple is a color for royalty.
Also true.
Yeah, it is. But that's
would
what
make it
makes
all
it the
the-
perfect color for the secret Aja, because no one
would
would
make it all the
suspect.
king's
No one expects the environmental Aja.
No one expects an environmental inquisition.
Someone shows up and like you're burning rubber or something, and they're just like, oh no, it's the fire brigade. We're wrong, and then you're like, no, just an Aes Sedai. Like, oh, okay, cool. Yes, and we're from the EPA.
Purple Aja.
Here is your fine for burning rubber.
I love it. I love it.
And we'll
That's
just
perfect.
balefire them. We'll just balefire them, and that'll, reverse the effects. It's all good. It
You're
won't.
being fined. Your weaves have too high of a carbon footprint.
Oh, there's a topic. How much impact environmentally do weaves have? Does channeling impact the environment? I'm gonna say not in and of itself. That's a good one.
So the first question you have to ask to perform that mathematical calculation is, are they recyclable? Right. It is channeling using a renewable energy.
That is a good question.
Thank you.
I like it.
Well, I mean, if you treat it like matter, and matter can never be destroyed or created, then it just gets recycled, and yes, it's renewable. But does coming from an infinite pool of power count as renewable just because it simply doesn't run out?
Yes.
Exactly. And as it is breaking down, is there any adverse effect during that process?
Oh,
That was my first thought. Hellfire definitely affects
That
the
one-
environment.
definitely has it. Yes. I
It's
like
never
that.
a good sign when you smell ozone at ground level. Does it happen with Bellfire when your spouse or significant other is really mad at you? You just kind of smell ozone.
Now, so do you think that could be why the Aiel was so careful to learn to unpick their weaves? Because is that a way of making, allowing for some more environmental, looking after?
I
That's
think it has a lot to do with their proclivity and love for stealth tactics. And actual
absolutely.
stealth, not Russian stealth.
Oh,
So
Absolutely.
because these wise ones, I mean, they could get pulled. They're not really supposed to really fight each other, but they can be pulled into conflicts, with other seps. And maybe you don't want to leave a trace for the trap or the weave, or well, not the trap, but the weave that you used, for them to find. So, and I'm sure plenty of them were maidens of the sphere, and the stealth of a maiden is always around. It's like Walker, Texas Rangers; they're just always behind you.
Right. Yeah. It's just second nature, really, for them, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
was
So
unexpected.
let's. Right.
Remember when you asked?
You never
like,
know
what
what
else are
to
we talking
expect
about
here.
What else are you talking about tonight? Whatever comes up.
Whatever comes up.
Environmentalism.
That's right. I will say this though. I am actually real excited. For those of you who attended WoTCon 2023, you may have had a chance to have some exposure to this already. And so you're going to look at this and you're going to go, oh my gosh, I have some of those. Or you're going to look at this and go, wait a minute, what? And I've got mine too, but they're downstairs. So I got more than you, Andrew. Ha ha.
Well, you were also downstairs more than me, you extrovert.
Touche.
Do you have a low
You're
gain?
right. Do I have a low gain? I think I do.
Yeah.
Am I going to have to go grab my cards?
I mean,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
fact that you didn't already.
Koala Sedai, please explain the cards while I go grab mine, so we can.
That sounds like a mighty fine idea. So these cards that we were just, showing off here, now mine are upside down, the backs of, the fronts of, were the Cards of Time Season 1, but Cards of Time Season 2 are here. But wait, there's more. So in fact, maybe I went a little bit too far. Or is it possible to go too far and have too much Wheel of Time content, merchandise, or anything?
No,
Nah.
it's not
Okay.
possible.
Well, in that case, I didn't go too far. So that's great. I'm glad that you confirmed that for me. So we do have Season 2 Cards of Time, and we're going to give the first time preview of some of them on the show today. But the wait, there's more, is that during some hilarity in the late nights and very wee hours of the morning at WotCon last year, when playing some of the card games with what I designed, we started to talk about how much fun it would be to have a collaborative fandom created set of question and answer type games where you're filling in the blanks. And when I was in my early teens, we had this great television show here called Blankety Blanks. And I believe it was created from an even older USA show called Match Game. And so it might have been a bit before your time, but the idea was you had a host, the host asked a question, the panel all had to create answers to fill in the blanks, and the idea was to be as irreverent as possible when creating those answers. So one of the people that was really big in that conversation was Scout. And I don't know if you know Scout, because Scout goes by all these different names in the fandom. So he's known as Scout, he's known as Hobbits, and he's also known as Tranfear. And Scout wrote that fantastic What Idol parody that Thirsty the Clown performed.
Yeah.
So Not Alive, and the year before, The Woke of Time. So Scout and I have been working over the last year, since last WotCon, to develop these cards, and we decided that we really needed 3 sets of cards because we want them to be completely inclusive. So there's a 500 card set that are show only to the end of Season 2, so that if there's people who haven't read the books yet, they can still play this game without any spoilers being there. But of course, you need the full set for all of us nerds. So there's 1,000 card set that contain full book spoilers. And then there's another 500 card set that is an expansion pack that is purely made up of fandom in-jokes and stuff about all of our content creators. And
hey.
Didn't mean
to do that.
There you go. That's all right. That can be up there. So in order to do this, we obviously can't afford to print, hundreds of copies of all of these cards and warehouse them and whatnot. So we developed a Kickstarter so that if people want to get in and get sets of these cards, then they can jump in, order whatever cards they want. It finishes on the 1st of June, and then that's it. We're done. This is your only chance to get them, because I can't afford, like I said, to print cards, warehouse them in my house, and be posting them out in dribs and drabs. However, we do have some add-ins or add-ons that you can get if you choose to get some cards, and one of them is I accidentally created a whole extra set of cards. So we developed a Discord server for all of the fans to get together and collaborate on this, and some discussion got in there one day, and somebody started suggesting that it would be really fun to create a set of playing cards that were themed on Matt. And do you remember the old card game called Old Maid?
Yeah.
Right. And so we started saying, it'd be fun to have a Matt set of cards, and instead of playing Old Maid, you could play Damn Prick. And next thing I knew, I'm developing this extra set of cards. So I think I sent you a photo, a graphic with those cards
Yes.
showing, Josh.
That's
so,
what I thought I was loading up.
but you've loaded up the Kickstarter, which is fantastic.
Yeah. By the way, the link for the Kickstarter will be
Already
down
is.
in the description
In the
below. It
description.
is in the description below. And if you
I think,
refresh, there's a link to the Discord as well.
Fabulous. Yep, fabulous. So we developed this card set that's called the Matt Bloody Cawthon Classic Gambler Deck, and it's based on a regular deck of cards. So I think the next one has got the Matt cards on it. Now, this particular set of cards I can't sell because they contain copyright material, because they contain images of Barney and of Donald. So they are available as an add-on. If you just pay for the price of the printing, you can have a set of the cards. So there's 52 cards plus 2 damn prick cards, which are the jokers of the deck. And one of those is a Barney damn prick and one is a Donald damn prick. Then the graphics giving you a hard time.
It is. I am so upset right now.
So then what we did was
here's the Matt one right there.
Themed the cards. There they are. Themed them completely to Matt. So you can see there that we've got 4 suits. So we've got daggers, goblets, horns, and dice.
I love it.
Instead of having an ace card with an A on it, we decided that should be the Matt card. So you can see the dagger Matt card there with the M on it. And then instead of having your face cards being Jack, Queen, and King, we've got Gambler, Lord, and Hero. And you can see down in the bottom left corner, there's the Donald damn prick card. So you can play any, kind of card game with them because they do follow the way a normal card deck runs. But also, as a little extra added bonus on them, each card contains a different Matt quote from the show. So there are 54 different Matt quotes in that deck, and you can kind of see at the top right corner and bottom left corner of each card, there's a few little words there. So they took a lot of work to create, but they were super fun. And the Discord helped me as I created each icon. And, we worked all of the layout of the cards and the color themes and everything for them. And yeah, so they're available as an add-on just for the price of printing them up.
Please tell me one of them says the lady does throw fireballs, so...
Do you know what? To be honest, I haven't got a freaking clue what any of them say now because, the process of creating 2,000 cards, creating all of them, and it's like, is anything in my head? No. You
don't have them all memorized? What?
I don't. Scout, he's the one, right? Honestly. I can just say to him, "Oh no, did we include any question or answer about so and so?" And he can go, "Yeah, we've actually got them twice." And I'll be like, "How do you even know? How do you remember all of this?" But Scout has been an absolute master of looking after the spreadsheets behind everything. So we were able to link up spreadsheets to our Discord. And so that meant that as people in the different channels for the different sets were putting in their ideas of what could go on cards, they just fed directly into spreadsheets, which made it then, really easy for us to be, sorting, going through. And Scout has been in charge of going through and standardizing all of the grammar in all of them, so that they work cohesively as a set. I'm in awe. And I've kind of done all of the design side of everything.
I love that so much. I love it. This is so exciting.
Now, I'm not
Do you
gonna
mind
lie,
if we?
my first question here before we look at some more is
Yeah.
Okay.
I am definitely that kind of person that will want to collect a set and has no shame, like with Pokemon cards. You know, the cool thing to make a full,
Yeah.
what they call a master set of each release,
Yeah.
is to actually buy sets and
Mhm.
pull the actual cards from it. I will do that to a point, and then I'm absolutely shameless and will buy whatever cards I'm missing.
Yep.
So
Yep.
for those that are like me and are absolutely shameless and will have no problem just buying all the cards, is there a way to buy the full complete set?
There is.
Well, I say buy. Is there a way to help support the printing of these, and in return, perhaps the full set finds its way into my satchel?
That is the correct wording. Thank you for being, so precise on that.
Yeah.
And there absolutely is. So what we've put in there as add-ons is if you didn't get the complete set of the season 1 cards, you can pay for the printing of a set of them and have the season 1 cards. You might remember we also had the Uno's eye patch playing card set that was created with Cards of Time cards last year with lots of extra, cards in it. Like there was only one Bella in the set. There was, but there were butt rocks and all of that sort of thing. So you can also order a set of them, and if you would like to just get the season 2 cards, you can also put in them for the printing price. Now, I'm going to be at WoTCon again this year, which I'm so excited about. Yes, and I love how
so excited.
And I love how last year that card had to be called the Dark One because at the end of season 1, that's what we still believed. Whereas, of course, this year we get an Ishamael card. So when I'm at WoTCon this year, I will still have. I'm not sure of the exact amount, 2,500 to 3,000 of the new season 2 Cards of Time that I will be giving away free.
Dang. That's exciting.
So I think I gave away about 3,000 cards last year. And so I'm going to be still doing that again. So you'll be looking out for me walking around at any time that something's not specifically happening, and I'll be handing cards out. It was just like last year. I could not believe how much fun people had trading those cards. It got so competitive by the Sunday. You could see people were starting to go, no, I just need one more card, and it was, and then, and actually I believe I've only just found out the other day it was Scout who set the trading table up, because I didn't even do that. Right. But Scout set up a trading table, and there was always someone sitting at the trading table, and then, people could just come and put down their spare cards and pick up any they didn't have. And I did actually see one romantic couple in the fandom almost come to blows at the trading table. And it was hilarious. Yeah, just hilarious.
Oh, dang.
I
Well,
know.
that's how you know it's a
couldn't
good
believe
game.
it. Yeah, I just couldn't believe how much fun it was, and for me to see people's eyes lighting up and see people just enjoying them so much was just above and beyond. Because like I put them out on the social media, and you get likes and neat, and and so it was like yeah, people liked them, but it became a totally different animal once people had a few in their hands, and they started to realize that they were going to have to do them all. And I think it's great because people don't realize how much of an introvert I am. Right? I can sit here with you guys and talk away, but once I'm in a room with 200 to 300 people, that's a totally different feeling for me. And so for me to like have this what my head tells me is a valid reason to just keep walking up and talking to people, was fantastic. And what I realized afterwards was it also gave lots of people who were at the con who didn't know a lot of people valid reasons to go up and talk to people because they needed to trade their cards.
It's
So
a beautiful icebreaker. Yeah.
so it ended up feeding both ways, and that just warms my little heart so much. So Andrew, the long answer, yes. If you go to the Kickstarter and you choose a tier, then you've got all the stuff there then to put in as an add-on, and you can sate all your little heart's desires.
I love it so much.
I'm already looking at it and I'm like, I get paid Wednesday. So I get paid tomorrow
and
night.
of course you don't pay for it until the campaign ends on June the 1st. Right? You're pledging at this point, and then when the campaign ends, that's when you pay for it. So so you can,
I had no idea how this works.
Yeah, so you can be budgeting, and it gives you a couple of paydays.
Yep.
Before the payment actually comes through. And I'd love to put forward a bit of a stretch goal. And we were discussing that at the moment we've got patrons watching, but this show will go live on the 24th. Is that
correct?
Yep, 24th of May.
Hello from the from the future.
From the
It's
future.
24th. So if we get 5 new backers, either so that'll be during the show today. So if anybody watching backs or increases their pledge, or if that happens on the 24th and the 20 to the end of the 25th. So I'll give that 2 days there. So I can see in the background when people have made their pledge. So I'll be able to add that up. If we get either 5 new backers or included in those 5 people who increase their pledge, then everybody who has backed the project, either before then or even by the end of it, will get an extra gift thrown in to what they receive.
Nice. Okay, you guys heard that. 5 backers
Or
after
pledge
this goes live.
So that means if you've already
Or
pledged to get a tier and you go and add another add-on onto it during those time periods, then you'll be counted as one of those 5. Yeah. And the great thing is too, you can pledge, but then you can go back in and you can change that pledge. And I've seen lots of that happening in the background. People will kind of just grab one thing and bang, they're in, they've pledged, and then they'll come back a day later and start adding more add-ons in. So they obviously spend a little bit of time kind of scratching their heads and thinking about it till they decide exactly what they want, and they do a bit more. Oh, blood and bloody ashes, all right.
Wow. Yeah. No, this is super dope. I'm excited.
That's right, Aludra.
And of course, we will be starting to play this at WoTCon from the Wednesday night. I've already had people like saying, yeah, I'm going to be there Wednesday. We are playing Wednesday night. And so, yes, we will be playing this from Wednesday night on WoTCon. Also, if you can't afford to get a set of them, but you would like to help us put a full set of 2,000 cards into the WoTCon card game library, you can also just throw, $5, $10, something in on the Kickstarter without getting any of the rewards, and that's going to really help us to pay for printing one set of all 3 cards to leave for WoTCon. I want to make it clear, I am donating a set anyway, but getting a bit of help in paying for the printing of them would be greatly appreciated. And if you do that, that will also count as one of the 5 backers. and will, also Dragon Mount have offered to put the backers of the project into a raffle for a Wheel of Time backpack. Did I send you a photo of that backpack, Josh?
Oh yeah.
I might
Right.
have. Yeah, there it is. So you can back a tier, you can add some extra on, you can just give a donation to help us give a set to WoTCon, and you'll be in the draw for that Memory of Light backpack, which Amazon donated to them to use as gifts. So they've added that in to help this campaign keep on racing forwards.
That's yo. Look at that. All kinds of cool stuff coming at you from all over the place, all the angles. Don't mind me. I
The
am
fandom have been amazing.
oh yeah. Oh, I mean,
Just
I'm just
amazing.
trying to get logged into Kickstarter apparently because apparently I signed up to it with my Apple account.
So yes,
So
you do have to create a Kickstarter account. Yeah.
oh yeah.
And I don't know if any of you saw, but when we launched this project, so this campaign, which has only been running for 5 days so far, when we launched it, so when you set up a Kickstarter campaign, because Kickstarter are all or nothing, you have to set a target goal and you have to reach that goal for it to be considered a funded campaign. And we launched live on Threefold Talk, and we hit our Kickstarter goal 5 minutes after launching.
Wow. 5 minutes
Right.
after launching.
So
That is
that,
beyond nuts.
I know it was. I was crying on screen, and it was just insane. Like we were kind of logging off, going, "Okay, they watched me hit the button, and we went live." And it was like, "Oh well, that's good. Have fun." And then it was like, "Hang on, we're only like $100 off the target." And they're like, "Oh well, we'll hang on, we'll wait and we'll watch." And then a minute later, bang, it went through. So.
Wow.
So
That's cool.
the good news about that is that there's no risk in this because the campaign's funded. We've done the math, and the more people who get behind this and order sets, the cheaper it'll be per printing. But we've done the math that like we're committed and we're printing regardless of how many sets are sold. So getting involved, and what you'll know is that you'll have something quite exclusive at the end of this. This is not something you can buy in a bookstore. This is not something you can buy online anywhere, anytime. This is something that fans have made for fans, and it's it's time limited. Woohoo! Somebody just
and they're
paged.
killing it. Josh, do you still have the page up where you can show the live Kickstarter page?
Yeah, and the gorgeous thing about the page is it updates without you having to refresh. It just updates, so it's really wild.
I do indeed have the page up. Give me one moment.
Throw it up. Oh yeah, no, I saw that. I was like, oh, I was excited because I'm like, I know it went up by one, and then now it's gone up by another one.
Oh, there's another person's just gone in. Now, when you look at it too, you see it, of course, in US dollars, right? I, of course, see it in Australian dollars. And so here's another thing. At the moment, Australian dollars, it just went to 9,910 Australian dollars. So 90 more dollars, and there'll be $10,000 worth of cards on order.
Oh, it just went up again. There's another one.
Oh, it did too.
If you can go to like the start of the page, Josh, like the main part of the dashboard or whatever for it. Yeah, the campaign.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm trying to make my pledge.
Well, you should scroll up.
So
scroll up before you do the pledge, so we can see it update live on the episode.
So So we said that everybody will get a gift if we get 5 backers, and so that's 3 backers that we just got, and a huge thank you to one of
Oh, you're
those
back.
backers, which was just a donation to help it all go through. That's amazing.
There you go. Josh, I reposted
Sweet.
the
2
link in
backers
the
have been
private chat for the-
donations.
There we go. There we go.
There you go.
Got
Look
it.
at there. So I know before we started, whenever you put it up the first time, there were 32 backers. So now
Yep. So
there's 36.
that's 4. Yep.
Yeah.
And you need one more
Bam.
backer, and everybody gets a gift.
Okay, so let me ask, like, you keep saying card game. Do you have
Card game.
like rules for the game or how to
Yep.
play?
How to play? That's a really good question. So there's black cards and there's white cards. The
Okay.
white cards, so what you'll notice at the top of the Kickstarter screen there, it says, the White Cloak questioners have found your group and are looking for dark friends. They have many questions to put you to. To put to you. To put you to.
Put you to the question.
They're going to put you to the question. So each round of the game, one person in the game gets to be the White Cloak questioner. And so they draw a question card, and the question card will have a statement or question on it that has one or more blanks in it. The black cards are the potential dark friend cards, and they are what the rest of the people playing use to submit as an answer to the question that's been put to them.
Okay.
So once the people with the black cards have decided on what answer they are going to give to this question put to them, they put their cards in the middle. Somebody shuffles the cards, hands them to the White Cloak, who then has to read their question out with the answers filling into them, and they have to decide which answer was the dark friend.
I love it.
If the person who gave the dark friend answer, they get to put that question card in a pile beside theirs, and the person at the end of the game who has the most white cards is the dark friend of the group. They have been revealed.
I love it.
Very nice. One of the other things I saw that you're doing with the Kickstarter that I really like is the kind of mainstay rewards that are available before you get into all the add-ons. Is you have 2 options for each. If you're going to WoTCon, there's an option for you to get them physically at WoTCon, free pickup at WoTCon, and then there's also an option that comes with shipping, so you can get them shipped to you even if you can't make it to WoTCon.
Yes.
To pick them up, you can still help with the Kickstarter and get the cards sent to you.
Absolutely. And remember, if you can't get to WoTCon, but you know somebody who is going, who, you might be able to get to pick them up for you, then, sort that out for sure and get someone to pick them up for you, because, that's a smart move. But we'll be posting them from Ohio. So if you live in the US and you're not going to WoTCon, it's going to be, really reasonable local shipping. If you happen to live in the Madlands, and I do have one person who's ordered a bunch of the cards who lives here in the Madlands, when I get them printed, I'm actually having a split delivery, and I'm actually having some delivered to me here, because I'm going to have my cards delivered here, because I don't really need to carry 2,000 plus cards back from WoTCon in my luggage. So because the card set that we play with at WoTCon is the card set that I'll be donating to WoTCon. So that way I'll have a set there, we'll play with them, but I don't need to bring them back. So so if you live in the Madlands, then I can actually do the shipping from here. So as we get to the end of the campaign, I'll touch base with everybody and that has a shipping option, and I'll just kind of sort out with them whether or not I'll get them ordered here, because this has become a bit of a weird story. But I'm actually getting them printed in Australia.
Okay.
We spent 3 to 4 months trying to work out the best way to do the printing of them. And it was actually really hard getting quotes from places in the US. I was stunned. I actually would have thought that custom game deck printing was a big thing over there. And it was really hard. Wolf Brother even ended up going into a store and spending time going through all of the specs with somebody, and then it took them about 2 weeks to get a quote to us. The place that I use here in Australia, they've got an online quoting system, and you just go there and it's a big long page and you fill out every different specification you want and where you want them posted to, how many, you're going to get, how many are in the deck, how many you're going to get printed, if you want a box, all of that stuff. And it just goes, gives you the price, and you can hit order from there. Like it's not like that's
so
the
weird.
definite price. And it worked out cheaper for me to get them printed here on recycled paper and then posted in one great big shipment over to Ohio than to get them printed in America and picked up in Ohio without even any shipping. Go figure.
That is weird.
So somebody here in the States is looking for a business opportunity. It sounds like the ease of access of printing custom cards or decks.
Yep. The ease of that's the big thing. So when your project goes live on Kickstarter, there's all these businesses who are watching those in the background, and they start emailing you, oh, I can help promote, and I can help you this, and I can, whatever. And I had one that emailed me, and they were a Chinese printer, and they were like, oh, I see that you're doing card games, we can print them for you and do a really good deal. And so I replied and I said, great. I looked at your website, but I can't see where I can work out the pricing. Have you got an online calculator? And they were like, oh no, they're not really very reliable. If you fill out this form and send it back to us, and it only asked about 5 specifications. And I just thought, and I'm not going to spend the whole rest of the campaign emailing backwards and forwards trying to work it out, because I sat there and worked out, what if we only get 20 decks ordered? What if we get 30 decks ordered? What if we get 50? And I could then I could spreadsheet everything I've worked out, and we were able to come up with a price, put it on. So you're getting Australian printed cards, and that's who I used last year for the Cards of Time. So you guys have got them in your hands. They're beautiful quality.
Yeah. They're really nice. They slide well. They
slide well. Yeah. And that's all on lovely recycled paper, so the environmental Arja is, thinking all the time. And
that's one of the reasons we use.
It's going to be the best way to do it. So it's funny.
That's one of the reasons, like the ease of access is like one of the main reasons, or one of the big reasons we use a sticker mule for our stickers. Because you go online and they have, generic, like even dimensions, and you choose what style sticker, the dimensions are so you want, upload, the artwork.
Exactly.
And then they'll send you a proof of it. So like, I know.
That's perfect. Yep. Sorry, Josh's little card flip. Yep.
Yeah, look at that.
I'm showing you the quality of the cards. Like you can do, if you want to do like pick a card, any card,
52 pickup.
Yeah. Like they're quality cards. You can really do some stuff with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so and it means like for the back cards, I know the colors are going to print true because I've worked with this company, so yeah, all of those things just made it like, I mean, it's hard to explain to people unless you're a deep nerd like we are, how much time it takes to, put all this stuff together. And so, you would know that with your stickers, right? The last thing you need to do is then spend 2 weeks haggling over printing options. Like once you're done, you just want to go, yeah, and that's how we want them done, and send it off. So
Yeah.
This is super dope. I'm excited. Definitely, guys, if you can, hop in on the Kickstarter. Even if you can't really do for one of the sets of cards, anything that you can do to help cover the cost is definitely greatly appreciated. Especially if you're going to be a walk-on, because like Koala said, there's going to be a 2,000 card set donated to play with at walk-on, and all of that backing helps get all that done. And the backing to get either the support to know it's worth spending the money to get it done, or the backing to help have the money to spend to get things done is more invaluable than people, I think, oftentimes realize. Because just, if nothing else, just for the simple peace of mind of wanting to do something and then having enough support where okay, I can do it. It's not just, a dream out in the ether to make happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, you've got, I did get the slideshow figured out. Now you've got some cards that you wanted to reveal. So for all those who have made it this far, we're going to do the reveals now. Do you want to just kind of talk us through some of the cards as we see them?
Love to.
All right. So
here we go.
Yeah. Sister see-through.
If you know anything about how the Cards of Time season 1 were put together, it's been a really similar process this time. So wherever possible, we've used Everyday Negroes nicknames on the cards. And if you haven't seen the season 2 Rand card, which is out on Twitter, then go and have a look at it, because you'll notice that his nickname changed between season 1 and season 2, because Cariana gave Rand her own nickname, and so it just seemed fitting to change it for season 2. So they get the nickname. Nearly all of them came from Everyday Negroes, who are very happy for us to use those nicknames on the cards. The dragon, if like Andrew and Josh, if you look at your cards from last year, you'll see that the dragon is slightly different on the season 2 cards. So this time, so it's a very similar thing, but I created that from taking a still shot of the dragon coming over, of fire coming over the tower at the end of episode 8 in season 2, and created a new dragon graphic for the cards for this season. Then we always get a book chapter icon, because that's how I like to show that the show is definitely tied back to the books, by having that little chapter icon on for each person.
I love it.
Yeah, because I don't know if I've ever told you guys, but I freaking love the show. Oh my God. I love the show. Yeah.
Wheel of Time show. Oh,
yeah. That's why I've been.
I don't even like the Wheel of Time.
Obviously not.
That's right.
Just chop off my left arm.
Oh yeah.
Oh. And so another thing about like the time that goes into these things, can you imagine how much time it takes just to go, which still image of each of these characters is the one to represent them on the card? Because how many Leandrin images could you have used?
A lot. I like to think that the nickname helped a lot with this decision.
Yeah. But she's such a strong character. Like, that's been, just a huge thing, just figuring out which particular image to use. And that were where it was great this year, having a Discord and getting different people, you know, throwing different image suggestions in. And
Yeah.
I changed her book icon from last season to this season too. So like you guys have got the cards because I make the cards of time show no book spoilers, they're show only. So I couldn't use a dark friend symbol on
Yeah.
Leandrin last season because we didn't know. So I changed her book symbol this year. So, so there's lots of subtle things that are in the design of the cards that I try to sort of use.
I really like that y'all put on here the episodes of that season that they're in as well.
Yep.
And of course the quote, like one of their quotes from them is always fantastic. But I especially love the bottom right, not for sale, collect and trade. Like you can't just buy these, you got to work for it.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Ooh, Varen.
Oh, my Varen.
Love Varen to death.
I particularly chose this image because this was one of the very first images that we saw of her in episode 1. Because I don't know if you noticed, but that was the only scene where her hair was in a mess and all tumbly around her. After that, she goes to the White Tower and her hair, she had put on her Aes Sedai persona again. And so I particularly chose this one because I wanted her with that slightly more disheveled look to her.
I love it. She definitely looks 100% done with everyone's bullshit right here.
She really does, doesn't she?
I don't think I ever looked too closely at Show Varen's necklace. That's hanging.
Oh yeah,
there.
it's a monocle. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a monocle. Yeah. And
thank God you could zoom in because I was like trying to look and see if it was twisted at all.
Oh
no, I know, because there were so many debates after the first image of her came out. Like, what is that thing around her neck? Is it going to be? Is it the Dream Terungrial? Is it Sleepweaver? Is it this? Is it that? Blah 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 blah. Was it anything magical? But no, we see her pick it up and read things with it. When I can't remember the name of the brown sister that's got the eidetic memory, and she reproduces the writing from Sheriam's logbook.
Oh, yeah.
And she shows it to Varen, and Varen picks the monocle up.
Yep.
And has a look at it. We're like, oh, it's just a monocle.
She gives it the old looky-loo.
Gives it the old looky-loo. Yeah.
And that's Sister Sleuth is the nickname there, and I especially like the chapter heading that you gave it.
You're talking about
chapter
Yasica.
icon.
Yep.
Yasica is the one with the eidetic memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't just know that. I had to Google it, but it's Yasica. Yasica.
Thank you. Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
But now that I have my contacts and I can actually apparently now see well enough to legally drive, maybe I'll pick up on some of these details in the show. Because I don't think, I'm sure if I went back and watched season 2 again, I would see her like picking up the monocle, but it wasn't until...
Are you saying you want a rewatch? Are we doing a rewatch?
I mean...
I would do a rewatch with you guys.
Yeah, it would be nice to do a rewatch where I could, for once, actually see what's going on the screen.
Because I don't know if you've seen that I've been attempting to do a scene-by-scene breakdown of the show. It is taking so freaking long.
Nice.
But I just love looking carefully at each scene and then picking where it links back to the books, because so often it's actually a flip of something in the books, that it's not always as obvious, you know, as it can be. And every time I'm reading the books now, I'll just suddenly see a bit in the book and go, that's where, you know, it matches back to the show. So Sister Paula Dean, that's so
I
cute, isn't it?
Sister Paula Dean.
My first thought is all of the butter. The next thought isn't nearly as nice, but
oh boy. Now I notice also you've got in the bottom left Tari Sedai and Koala Sedai. Does that mean it's you two that has collaboratively designed this?
That's right. Yeah. So Tari Sedai has become more and more busy during this year and has sort of been slowly stepping back from it. But I mean, you know, it's been just a gorgeous bonding thing with her. Are you aware Tari Sedai is my daughter?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been, you know, really fun to do some Wheel of Time project stuff with my daughter. Like that's pretty special.
you could call it a bonding experience.
You could.
Oh my God. We got High Lady Soroth. If Leandrin's got the strong jaw, she's got the strong head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sister Fivehead.
Sister, well, this is Sister Sean Chan according to the Everyday Negroes.
Yeah.
But
they're a lot.
but yeah,
I mean, they're a lot kinder in their nickname than I would be about a Sean Chan. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
to be fair, I think by this point you only have a glimpse of how bad the Sean Chan actually are. You don't really know how bad, or at least
the true
portion
depth of their
is.
evil. Yeah.
But I mean, come on, like nobody looks at Megamind and thinks that's going to be a fantastically nice person.
You dare challenge Megamind?
And to be fair, when you haven't read the books, you don't even know who's going to be important when they first walk, you know, on a scene. And a lot of these nicknames were kind of sort of like immediate responses to seeing someone. You know, so yeah, we could be, you know, pretty brutal with nicknames we give to some of the people because we know too much. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we know too much.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. All right, let's go next. We got Ishi, the dark lawyer. I love it. Father of lies, betrayer of hope. Is he truly dead and gone this time? You know, one of my favorite sort of links to this is there's an interview where someone was asking Robert Jordan a question about Ishamael. Well, Ishamael said this and this and this and this. And Robert Jordan went, the father of lies?
Exactly.
And you believed him?
Said something and you believed him?
Oh. Touche.
It's like that joke where it was a meme that went around about there was this lady that was at a park and someone came up and was like was walking a dog and she was like, oh, that's such a cute dog, and they're like, oh yeah, it's this kind of breed and this is his name. I have another one in my car if you want to see his sister. And she goes, that would be great, and just goes with him, and about halfway in the walk she just goes, Ted Bundy would have loved my ass. Like, we always joke about who would fall for the would you help me find a dog or do you want to see a puppy? And you're like, oh, it's so ridiculous. And then you do something in that vein and you're just like, why? So just like this, like, are you gonna believe the father of lies, the betrayer of hope, in anything he says? And it's like, of course not. And then he says something and you're like, well, Ishi said he had this artifact from the Age of Legends. It must be true.
Yeah. Bahaha.
Oh, Sister Scandalous. Okay.
That's a good name. I like that.
That is a good one. That's a good nickname.
The only thing I would have liked better is if she was wearing my favorite costume of season 2, which is the mostly white costume that she shows up in, kind of with the power of backhands, Suwon out the way.
Yeah, yeah. Look,
this fits the nickname better.
No, but the thing is, this is where this whole project is so dangerous, because I could make a set for each of so many of the characters.
Oh yeah.
Right? Can you imagine having, like you could have a Landfear card playing deck. As it's like, oh my God, how do you choose? And sometimes I would actually work on a few different images and see which one actually fitted in with the processing and then the whole feel of the card best. Because some of them, like ones like Landfear, and it was like, do I do a Celine card and a Landfear card? And it's like, when somewhere there has to be an end to the process. So that's really hard choices sometimes.
Aesthetically, this fits better than in my head. I'm just an absolute fanboy for that costume. So anytime I see Landfear and it's not in that costume, I was like, yeah, it's cool, but she could have been in the cooler costume.
Yeah. No, I totally hear you.
I also love the fact that we just talked about Ishii and now it's Landfear. What makes you think you can't trust me? Well, I don't know. Aren't you one of the Forsaken?
Oh God, she's so evil. Oh my God, that's so scary.
Oh yeah, that's nightmare fuel.
Sister Spider.
Yeah,
I never noticed. Were her fingers actually coated in ink like that?
Yeah.
I just need to study the cards, and I learned so much more about the show.
You just made me so happy.
I've had moments where I realized apparently how bad my eyesight was before the contacts, and now I'm looking at the cards and I'm like, I didn't see shit. Did I even watch the show?
Look, I hear you, mate. The amount of times I'm like, oh, hang on, let me put my eyes on. Yeah.
I didn't know it was this bad. I thought I was seeing perfectly fine. And they're like, yeah, legally you shouldn't have been driving. And I was like, say what?
So those are the ones we got. Those are the ones I'm super excited about them. Although I will say this, like, I thought I was on one of these cards.
Oh no, this is the general set. This is I am not leaking out yet the limited edition set.
Oh, sorry.
So
I'm not on any of them.
Because I'm more than happy to tell people that Josh was one of the winners of the WotCon photo competition. So there's 34 cards in the general set, and then there's always a limited edition set. So they're the ones that are really hard to get a hold of. I don't think I've got any of my limited edition ones in the I haven't got them in the room with me. So Josh is actually going to be on 2 limited edition cards, because Josh is on the photo competition winning card. So there were 5 cards that, or 5 people who were photo competition winners from WotCon last year. So there will be 5 cards for them. But then the Blacktail podcast get to be on a limited edition card as well, because of what you're doing for me here for this. So Josh will actually appear in 2 different ways, and we've got to have a little bit of a chat about, what we haven't designed that card yet. So I've got like 15 days to design that card to have that ready to go to the printers, which is,
I believe in you.
Easy peasy.
I get to be there too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what we have to talk about, is how we do that. And what I always find the most fun.
Stop the cease and desist, lawyers. Stop. Don't do it. I'm going to be on a card. Don't do it.
Find most fun is to put the 2 of you into a scene from the show. So, like last year, I put everybody from Threefold Talk into the Blood Snow scene.
I like it.
And
That's really
put
cool.
them onto a card. I'll leak here that Lauren from Unraveling the Pattern will be on a card with Varen. So,
All right.
there's lots of different. So we'll talk about that. There's lots of different options about how we can. And Everyday Negroes, I had, and because that was actually tragic last year because it was. The week we lost Dre was the week that I finished designing their card with them, and he saw drafts of it, but he didn't quite see the final finished card. But what I did with them is I had Tom, Marilyn, and I had the three of them around him kind of going, at him while he was singing. So heaps of different options of how we can throw you into a card. And then that becomes one that's very hard for people to get a hold of because I only print a small amount of those, which makes them a limited edition card and creates much hilarity in watching people trying to trade for one of them. I'll give you 4 Toms for a limited card.
I love it. It's perfect.
That's super cool. Yeah, no, I was gonna make a joke about Josh's likeness in any uses contracted through Black Tower LLC. Part of the contract says that I must get 1 card of Josh, but it's fine.
You're probably already gonna get one.
Okay.
Have your people talk to my people. Have your people talk to my people.
I will. Hey, Josh, talk to Koala Sedai for me, please.
Gotcha. I got you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Koala Sedai, thank you so much for being here and revealing the next piece of the Cards of Time. Get yours today. The Kickstarter is in the description. They are super fun. If you're going to be at WoTCon, you'll be able to pick them up there. Please come to WoTCon. It's going to be so much fun. And Koala is traversing the globe, literally. Have you put any thought into making a world sandwich while you're in Ohio?
Into making a what?
A world sandwich.
A world sandwich.
Yeah, you have someone in Australia put a piece of bread on the ground, and then you put a piece of bread on the ground in Ohio, and you do that at the same time, and you make a world sandwich.
If you take it to
Tari can't come this year, so maybe she would help me do that.
A mother-daughter world sandwich.
I love it.
Perfect. Also, if you think about how many people drop bread, tortillas, things of that nature, you know how many layers of sandwich are probably on the world at any given moment? Many. But speaking of layers, when you're looking at the Kickstarter, if you can make it to WoTCon, of course, make sure that you choose the options to back that allow you to do the free pickup at WoTCon. If you can't make it and you still want to support and you are able to support to get one of the mini sets, because you were spoiled for choice in between the 3, I think it's like 3 different main sets. And I clicked the wrong button because that's not a header for this Kickstarter. Yeah, the 3 main sets and then a bunch of add-ons, including the Matte deck, the Uno's Eye Patch game deck. You are spoiled for choice. If you want them shipped to you, make sure you choose that one. So that way, Koala Sedai knows to coordinate with you for shipping. Or you can just choose to pick them up at WoTCon, and if you have a good friend that might be sending you stuff anyway, Black Tower patrons, cards and send them to you, because there's definitely stuff that goes out in August, so about 2 weeks after WoTCon. So
in August,
just saying, yeah, July, August,
August,
correct.
yeah,
because we send out stickers every 2 months, and we have stickers going out next month, not in July, and then again in August. Cool. So if one of our patrons is like, hey, I bought cards, then you could get package that has cards and fancy smashy Black Tower sticker.
True.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Andrew, should we do something where we like throw in a piece of merch?
Yeah, sure. If you send us proof that you have pledged to support the Kickstarter for Cards of Time 2024, we will send you a piece of Black Tower Podcast merch from.
Wow.
Do we want to do either of our merch stores or just the Spreadshirt? How nice do we want to be? Because if we include both, it has to exclude the Frosty mug because that's in a league of its own for the big
that's true.
Frosty
For
mug
sure.
collection.
We'll do both, excluding the Frosty mug, and it'll
Okay.
be the next like person, or the next two people.
The next two people who back the project.
Oh,
Is that what you're
so
saying?
Merch.
Because well, you tell me what you want because I can track it on Kickstarter as well.
So
You know,
we want
so
to
that
do
I-
just the next two people that back the Kickstarter period.
Yeah.
So, because that could also be tricky because I'm sure there are going to be more than two that back between now and when this episode goes live.
Well,
Live
that's
working
why
out logistics for fairness is absolutely hilarious.
Well, Koala Sedai did just say that she could let us know. So from this
Yeah.
point on,
Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? The next two people, period, that support
that'll finish off our goal as well.
After this episode goes live publicly on the 24th.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that way this goes live, people have a chance to look at, to watch it publicly, and, nobody feels like they got cheapened because they couldn't listen to it live because our patrons are already super epic and already help us out a ton. Forget fairness, give me the advantage. Smack, I think you've got stuff coming to you soon-ish anyway. Yeah, because we're about to send out stuff. I think in June there's some merch that goes out from us anyway with our patrons. But, who knows if you happen to be like one of the first two supporters after this episode goes live on the 24th.
You might be.
You could get
you might
extra
just be.
stuff. Yeah.
All
and
right,
it will be their choice other than the frosted mug. So, let's make this as confusing as we possibly can.
You've confused the hell out of me.
In a week and a
That's what we
half,
do.
the first two people that want to support us after this episode goes live, you'll have to remember to immediately message Koala Sedai, like, hey, our episode is live now.
Yes, which you do need to do. Yep. And my stretch goal was that every backer will get an extra gift if we get 5 either new backers or people who increase their support pledge. And so far we have 4. So that will continue running when this show goes out on the 24th. So we only need 1 more backer and everybody gets an extra gift.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's pretty neat. And that's both taking a tier, increasing your pledge, or just making a donation to help us with the free set that we want to give to WoTCon.
You all know what you have to do, and
You
have
all
the
know.
strength to do it.
And you do have the strength to do it. Thank you so much.
Wow, it's
for
been
being here,
fabulous
Koala
being here.
Sedai. We are so happy to
The
have
pleasure
you
is
here.
ours.
We're
Absolutely.
so excited to see you here in just a few weeks. Because WoTCon is coming up in a few weeks.
I know, right? It's starting to feel real.
You'll know we're there because you'll be there before we are. You'll hear the rumble
we will.
approach. Maybe.
It's fabulous. I'll be listening out for that rumble.
One last time, go down to the description below. You'll be able to see the Discord link and the Kickstarter link. While you're down there, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button because it's a free way to help us. And it's awesome. And you're awesome. And we love you. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in for this week's dose of tainty goodness. I hope that wherever you are, you leave here just a little bit more insane than you were when you first got here. And from all of us here at the Black Tower, I've been Josh, the Sword of on Mahale.
And I've been Andrew. You're allegedly by Jean Mahale. You know, that's not legally binding unless there's a reward involved in it. Maybe, who knows? My people will contact your people. But again,
right.
Thank you so much, Koala Sedai, for carving out some time to give to us here. Thanks for putting in all the incredible amount of work to make this happen. Thank you to Scout, too, for helping with it, and the incredible Discord community that has worked so hard to help make all of this happen. This is super dope. For everybody else that's listening, go out there, click the link, go to the Kickstarter, throw at least a couple bucks into the Kickstarter, help everything progress. And maybe in the scope of that, also get yourself some pretty cool cards to go along with it. Just remember, you are donating to help print things for fun. You are not purchasing cards. This is not a purchase. This is a donation that you get a nice little thank you card, and that thank you card might be split into several hundred cards depending on how much you help. But from all of us here at the Black Star Podcast, we love you all. Thank you again so much, and we will see y'all again next week on the next episode of Black Tower Podcast. Be safe,